Is there any meaning to life? Is there any meaning to me making this video? Is there any meaning to a tree? Is there any meaning to the sun? Is there any meaning to summer or spring or a flower springing up? Is there any meaning to anything that we do? Is there? And my answer to this existential, age-old question is a yes and a no. A yes and a no, paradoxically. There is no meaning and there is a meaning. Okay? In the grand scheme of things, there is absolutely no meaning. It is totally meaningless. And I would even go to say that this is the higher truth. The higher truth is there is no meaning, guys. There is no meaning to anything. And the Hindus pointed that out in their description of creation by calling it and describing it as Lila. Lila, L-I-L-A, Lila. Lila translates roughly to divine play, divine dance. It is the divine playing with itself, dancing with itself, merging with itself. It is a playful, creation is a playful act. And an act of play inherently has no meaning to it. When a child, children can teach you incredible things. Okay, I'm very happy and glad that I am teaching. This is, by the way, the background is because I'm teaching children. Okay, I'm teaching children English online. And, I look at them as my teachers and not the other way around. I know it says teacher side here, but it's more like student side. Here, kids, I was a kid once. Show me what you got. You got the good stuff, show me. And kids play, but they, I remember when I was playing as a kid, I didn't see any meaning to anything. I was just playing because any act of play, and truthfully, as kids is the closest thing you're going to get for a human being to God. Closest thing to spirit, closest thing to divine, being divine. Is kids, children. The older you get, the less away you get from the divinity. A 13-year-old is not as divine, not as pure as a 6-year-old. You guys know this. Okay, they start to develop, get all weird and get all these hormones and develop all these, ego structure and start to identify. It starts to get nastier the older and older you get. The less impure, less away from the source. But kids, the younger they are, the more playful they are. They want to play. They want to play. I remember when I was playing soccer and doing martial arts from ages 6 to 10, I was doing it for the hell of it because I loved doing it. Then when I started getting 13, 14, I got into wrestling. I kept playing soccer. I wanted to make it for my high school team, but I no longer did it out of a playful spirit. I wanted to prove myself. I had meaning to this. You see, I wanted to do wrestling. I wanted to be a better wrestler because I want to kick ass. I don't want anybody to mess with me. See? I'm now attaching meaning to something that initially started off in my younger days as a playful act that has no meaning. It was much better to do. Nothing to prove, you're just playing, you're having fun. But I was no longer having fun. I was now trying to prove myself. And I was comparing myself as a wrestler and as a soccer player in high school to the other kids, and I was attaching meaning to this. This is very important. I'm going to protect myself, you see? So you could do an action, same action from one sentiment or from another sentiment. You see, the purer a being is, the closer that being is to spirit, to source, the more pure, in harmony, in line with the Tao their actions are. So kids can teach us a lot. Kids love nothing to do but play. Okay? And so that should be enough of an indication that indeed the purpose of creation is to play. That this source created, is creating, is imagining, all of this. We're living in the mind of God. This is a simulation for the sake of play. And music is absolutely another fantastic. There's all these different clues that God consciousness puts to itself to say, hey, relax and play. Music. So kids is one, music is another one. There is absolutely no reason for art, for music, for any artistic expression whatsoever other than the piece of art itself. If you're listening to Bach or Beethoven and you're in the middle of this 9th symphony of Beethoven and you're like, man, I can't wait till I get to the end. I can't wait to be over with this. You're not even enjoying the music, you missed the point. But if you're in there and you're like listening to the 9th symphony and it's like, it's so beautiful and you're in the moment, that's it. Now that's it. That's why you, the source, the one, created all of this in the first place. To enjoy your own creation, to marvel in it, to play with it. And so when you interpret and you start to attach meaning to everything, you kind of in a way profane a pure dharmic act, a pure dharmic expression. In a way you profane it. Okay? Really. So it is lila, it is play, it is divine play, and there's no purpose. And another indication is death. If there was some purpose to this, you wouldn't die, sweet friends. But you die. What the hell is the point? You make all this money, you become a millionaire, you become famous. You know, you become this incredible athlete that has won all these trophies. You accomplish and accomplish and accomplish, and then you die and everything disappears. That clearly there's no meaning to this. If there was meaning, it would endure, it would last, it would not just be all for nothing. But we attach meaning to the meaningless, and it kind of, in a way, puts us in a little bit of a dilemma. And it sort of makes us suffer a little bit. This constant wanting to interpret things and put them in context of meaning. There is a meaning to this, like everything happens for a reason. Now, that is the higher truth. But there is a lower truth, but mind you, it still is a truth. And so I call them higher truth, lower truth. They're truths, both of them, because it really depends where you are in your development, your consciousness. There is still meaning to things. Okay, like, meaning has been shown to give people a better sense of well-being. Okay, if you've ever read Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning, he was a Holocaust survivor. He developed logotherapy, which is basically based on his entire philosophy is there is meaning to human existence, basically. And he suffered through the Holocaust, and he said, the reason why I survived and anybody who survived with me, they had meaning. They saw that there is a meaning to their suffering. And that sort of meaning carried them through, made them survive, powered them by other energy, spiritual energy, and they made it through. And I can't really argue with that neither. There is some truth to that. I definitely know when I started my personal development journey, if you will, conscious self-development, because we're always in the self-development journey. We just either conscious of it or not. And when I became more conscious of it, I definitely started to see more meaning in my life, and that propelled me forward. That improved my life. That kept making it better and better and better. It's true. It's true. I can't argue with that. I can definitely see how having meaning, how Viktor Frankl saw that there is meaning to his suffering in the Holocaust, kept him going, and eventually he developed logotherapy. But I would ask you, even zoom out of it a little bit, okay? In the grand scheme of things, is there any meaning to the Holocaust, or him suffering, or him developing logotherapy? Pretty soon you're going to see that there isn't, that we're living inside this tremendous universe, creation, and it's all not even a blink of an eye. The incarnation is not even a blink of an eye, not even a blink of an eye, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, you could perceive individual meaning in your life, and that could help you through your incarnation. That could help you through the moment right now. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't mean much, because it all dissipates, and in the end, no one's going to remember Viktor Frankl or his book or his therapy. No one's going to remember Saeed or his videos or his, constant rants. No one's going to remember you or remember me, because of the three Godhead elements of found the Holy Trinity, found in Hinduism and in Christianity even. Brahman, the creator God, Vishnu, the preserver God, Shiva, the destroyer God. Shiva ends up destroying everything. That's the nature of creation. Everything is impermanent. And in a world that is impermanent and changing, and that is the only thing you could say with certainty, the only thing certain about life, or the only constant about life is change. You cannot attach meaning. It is actually kind of absurd to attach meaning to something that's constantly changing and morphing and being destroyed and decaying. So there is no meaning. In the grand scheme of things, there is no meaning to my life. There is no meaning to your life. There's absolutely no meaning in you watching this. There's no meaning to you saying, you know, I'm helping someone, you know, or I'm doing this. Like, really, in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't matter. Nothing matters in the grand scheme of things. If you go into the void, you really go into infinity. You start to be God and think less like a human being. Think less, which is a human trait. Be more like the God. Then you realize there's no meaning to anything. And that's not a negative thing at all. That's very liberating, because you can right now stop interpreting things, stop putting meaning to everything, stop overthinking everything and saying, well, there's got to be meaning to this, there must be a meaning to that. And that's a relief. Boy, that is a relief. Because you can just be here. You can go out and enjoy the sun and not say, why am I doing this? Like a good philosopher. You know what keeps philosophers from being enlightened? Is they're good philosophers. That's their problem. Is that they're really good philosophers and they keep thinking. So if you're sitting in the sun and you're thinking, well, there must be meaning to this. This is making my health better. And you start to really make judgments about it, meaning, attach meaning to it. Well, you missed the point. As opposed to, oh my God, it's so nice. And you bathe in the bliss and the ecstasy of the sun. There's no meaning to it. It's there, you're here. It's shining light on you. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. It's beautiful. That's what it is. Creation is beautiful. Play is beautiful. And you're just here. Beautiful. There's no need to attach meaning. You start to take away from the experience when you keep attaching meaning to it. And you keep putting meaning and meaning and meaning. Hey, don't worry. Look, you're an eternal being. You'll keep, even as a soul in the illusion, you'll keep incarnating again and again. You'll keep experiencing again and again until you're done with the trip. You could merge back into the oneness. But it's okay, don't worry. You don't need meaning. You're eternal. You never was, you never will be. There was not a beginning to you. There's no end to you. You're an eternal being. So don't worry. We try to attach meaning because our basic primal fear is fear of death. And we want to make sure that we attach something to what we do so that we say we're eternal. At least I developed this therapy, or I did this, or I help people with my videos. Thousands of people will be watching this. Millions of people will be watching these videos long after I'm gone. Well, I got news for you. In 10,000 years, 20,000 years, 50,000 years, 1,000,000 years, no one's even going to know these videos existed. No one's going to even know you existed. Sooner or later it will happen. Even the sun's going to blow up. So then that means there's no meaning in the grand scheme of things. I could stop placing so much meaning, right? And that, again, that's liberating. That really is liberating. To me, that is freedom, baby. That is freedom. That is not a negative thing. Because look, you don't gotta worry. You don't gotta make you don't gotta make an eternity for yourself. You don't gotta be scared of that. You're eternal. And if you're eternal and you just are, why the hell would you place any meaning on anything? You're eternal. The only reason we place meaning on anything is we're scared to die and we would like to leave something meaningful behind. It's our way of being eternal, of being immortal. But if you're already an immortal being, then you're much more comfortable sitting with the rather obvious observation that life is meaningless. It's very obvious observation because everything is transient, everything comes to be, gets preserved for a while, and it gets destroyed. It all gets destroyed eventually. And it's just one process. So it becomes rather obvious that there's no meaning to anything. You could, however, find your own individual meaning, honor your incarnation, honor your, play out your Dharma. Okay, part of my Dharma is being a speaker, speaking about matters related to consciousness. And I do it. And in the initial stages of me doing this, I saw great meaning in it. It propelled me. If I did not see the meaning, I would not have started making videos. But now that I'm a little bit, forward in the path, I don't need meaning to make videos. And paradoxically, my videos are much better than in the initial phases because I'm not even thinking I'm going to help you or there's meaning or this is important. I'm just being. Like a kid, I'm just being in these videos. That's why they're such good videos. That's why there's such great wisdom channeled in these videos. I know this. You don't have to tell me. Because it's not me. I'm getting out of the way, for the process, for the Tao. There's such great wisdom and insights channeled in these videos. I know this. Because I'm not even me. I'm just the Tao. Okay? But also, I have to say, it's because I don't think there's any meaning to it. And I'm not trying to interpret, or I'm not trying to place any meaning. Like, this is very important. This is going to help many people. That used to be my thought process initially. And it propelled me if I did not hear that message at the time. And the mushroom told me that there is meaning. Get up and do your thing. But if I didn't hear that at the time, I wouldn't have come up to the higher truth, the conclusion that there is no meaning to any of this to begin with. The joke is on you. Ha 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 ha. But again, you need to hear the message, whatever message you need to hear at any point in your life. So maybe the message you need to hear right now is there is meaning. And so you go with that lower truth because it is your truth at the moment. It is the truth you need to hear. You're not ready yet to hear that life is meaningless. It's far too uncomfortable right now. Ignore it. You listen to the lower truth right now because they're both truths, okay? And they're true for every single person wherever they need to hear it. Because now you tell me there is great meaning to what you do and I laugh. To me, it's a cosmic joke, okay? It's a cosmic joke, but I couldn't have saw this right away. I needed to hear there is meaning and I needed to act upon the truth at the time that there is meaning to the actions that I do. It's called honoring, it's called living your Dharma, honoring your Dharma, doing your duty, being, being a dutiful person. And so that's the desire to help, desire to create meaning, to create things that are so-called enduring, right? Like videos or art or music. As beautiful as Bach's music is and Beethoven's music is, Shiva will destroy them at some point. They will be forgotten at some point. Okay? Everything gets forgotten at some point. So there really is, it's rather obvious from that plane of consciousness. But like I said, you act upon which truth it is you need to hear at the moment that will propel you forward. Okay? Thank you for all our beautiful, wonderful patrons for supporting this channel. Although there really is no meaning in you supporting and there is no meaning in me even making videos. However, I'm eternally grateful for you. Out of a genuine place. Not out of anything or, a genuine place. Mwah, thank you guys. I love you. And notice that love has no meaning. You don't love because there is something. The minute you say, I love you because, or whatever, there is you interpret it or you put a meaning onto it, you profane it. It's not even love anymore. Love just is. Because everything just is. There's no meaning. So thank you guys. All the love. And until next time we do this dance, we do this Leela, we play, we dance together in these videos as speaker and as listener. Getting propelled through in a sea of infinite meaninglessness. I will see you next time. Until the next time, may the meaningless force, but benevolent and loving force, be with you.